Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so today we are bringing you the recap review for the Google Pixel event. Overall, it was a really good event. We have 3 solid hits and 2 definite misses. So let's go over them. We're not going to be going over the products, but we're also going to be telling you our thoughts on them. As for some delays on some videos, the giveaway video will be going up tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, as well as the October giveaway video as well. Alright, now let's get to it. So overall, the first big thing has to be the Google Home series. Now it went from 1 product to 3 products now, with the Google Home Mini being the definite standout. Now there are a lot of new features to Google Home that I'm very excited about. One of them is actually the calling function from your phone number. So it can distinguish between my phone number and my wife's phone number. If I say call my mom, it will call my mom from my number. If she says call her mom, it'll call her mom from her phone number. Really great, awesome distinction. No one else can do that. Not the HomePod, not the Echoes, so that's a really big switch. Now the best part about it though is it's $49, so definitely affordable. It comes in 3 colors. Charcoal, chalk, and coral. Please let me know if you're interested in the coral color, because I thought that was a really weird color. We are buying one and then getting another one so that we can give it away for most likely the month of November. As it is right now, I'm not sure when we're getting the second one, as we got that free for buying the Pixel XL2, which I'll tell you about in a bit. Now, you can also do things like Find My Phone. You can say Find My Phone and it will actually buzz the phone, kind of like a smartwatch does. Even if your phone's on silent, it'll still buzz it. Now this is for any Android phone. It can do this with an iPhone, but it will only call it then, not, and if your phone's on vibrate, well then you still have to kind of find it yourself. So that's the difference of it. Another great feature is broadcasting. Broadcasting allows you to actually make your phone into an intercom system. So basically you can say the command word and say broadcast, everyone get down here for dinner, and all of your Google Homes in your house will say that command and like, hey, get down here for dinner. So that's a really cool feature. I really like that, and I think it's definitely cool for kids. It also has some really great features for kids specifically called Family Link, and this is going to be coming later this month. And the idea behind it is you have different games like freeze tag, musical chairs, space trivia, but also tell me a story kind of function, which is really cool. You're going to get things from Disney, from comics like Marvel, Star Wars, and Justice League, from Warner Brothers. So really a lot of different kind of things coming. That's a really cool feature, and I really like that because although my wife might hate it, I'll be like, oh, just tell the Google Home to tell you to tell you a bedtime story, future son or daughter. She's gonna really not like that, but I'm just gonna make the claim that, hey, I'm teaching my kid independence. So there. You also have a big other addition called the Google Home Max. Now this one I have mixed feelings about. Now it has this really cool directional functionality. It's 20 times louder than the original Google Home, which I thought was loud enough for a bedroom, but definitely not enough for like a living room or a big kitchen or anything like that. So overall, I think the Google Home Max is really cool in terms of its smart functionality. They were talking about at the event that a person put the Google Home Max in a corner, and within 10 seconds it changed how it was playing the music. So really cool smart functionality, but it's $400. It's $50 more than even the Apple HomePod, which many argue is already overpriced. And it's really going for that Sonos crowd. This one's coming out in December. I'm not excited about it. I don't plan on buying it, but I plan on getting something else instead, which I just thought I'd let you guys know about. There's this alternative to it. And this comes out in, I believe, next week, and it's the Sony smart home speaker, and this is powered by Google Assistant. So louder than the original Google Home, not as loud as the Google Home Max, but these are $199, so you can get 2 of them for the price of the Google Home Max. And if you're just like me, that I like really good like Bluetooth speakers, these are Wi-Fi speakers, so much better connectivity. They won't disconnect even if you go upstairs or downstairs. This is a much better bet in my opinion. But we'll be getting one of these to review next week, and we will be reviewing it within the upcoming month. Then, so the Google Home was definitely a hit. Then we have the Google Pixelbook, a beautiful, beautiful laptop with a very thin design, better keyboard and better keyboard than the MacBook, they said, as amazing trackpad, way better than most Windows ones, they said. So really awesome, right? 10 hours battery life, 2 hours recharge, and they didn't learn from their last mistake. This is a huge miss in my opinion. This is $1,000 for a Chromebook. Chromebooks are not meant to be $1,000. I'm sorry, Google, but you do not have an OS built for $1,000 computer yet. It's not good enough. It just isn't there yet. Yes, I know you have a lot of Android apps, but you have to start having things built into your OS, such as a photo editor, a video editor, financial software. These kind of things are needed. If I need to do QuickBooks, something along those lines, you need to have that solution for me. Real photo editing that I can do multiple layers off of, very integrated, not just like Lightroom. I need more than that. And finally, I need video editing. Can I replace and do my video editing for YouTube on the go with it? No, I can't. KineMaster is great, but those kind of things I need built in on it, and knowing that it supports it natively on that device so that it would get me excited about it. Not to mention that the pen is separate. It's $100. That is another miss for me. And I might do a tech rant on this one, but again, I think that's a big miss. It's just overpriced in my opinion. Now, that being said, you have the Google Pixel phones, which are the highlight of the entire event. Now, these start at $649 and $849 respectively. I did already get the XL2 ordered, so we will begin that at launch weekend, hopefully. With these, they are going to be upgrades of last year in terms of design. They look great, but the biggest thing, in my opinion, is the front-facing stereo speakers. Your move, Samsung, Apple, and all other manufacturers that still give us crappy speakers or speakers on the bottom. We want 2 front-facing speakers. That's it. And you know what? This has enough bezel-less style design that we are happy with it, and it gives the stereo speakers, which we're even happier with. We can take a little bezel for some speaker. We're willing to trade off there. No real mention of the battery life. They just mentioned that it will last all day and that you can recharge it and get up to 7-hour battery life, I think, in something along the lines of like 15 minutes. So that's what they were claiming, which 7 hours is definitely a 7 hours quotation marks in that. No headphone jack. They did get rid of it, so it only has a Type-C, unfortunately. It does have Bluetooth 5.0 though. It has the fastest fingerprint scanner unlock apparently, and people were saying that it was very fast at the event. It also has always on display now. So for those of you who was like, oh my god, Samsung doesn't even have the ambient display. Google themselves went away from that and changed it to the always on style display. The biggest thing about that, it has the now playing function. So as long as you wanted to, you can stop it if you don't want it to, but it will always listen for music. So if you have music playing in the background, you can look at the bottom and it will actually tell you what song is playing. That's a really cool feature, especially if you're a part of a trivia night. That's awesome. So really nice for that. It also has things like at a glance, which shows your clock at the top. It will switch basically to your next appointment or to traffic on your route or anything along those lines. So that'll be really cool. And you also have quick functions, meaning you can basically tell it the launch word and then basically say I'm going home. So it will navigate you to home. It will tell you any text messages you haven't caught up on, and it will play the last music you were playing from where you left off. So really cool function in between those kind of features, and we should be getting those to everywhere, but it's going to start there. You also have the squeeze function for Google Assistant, so you squeeze it and you will launch the Assistant right away, so that's a really nice function as well. You have Google Lens, which is kind of like Bixby Vision, so basically you highlight a product, and when you highlight it, you can basically go like this, and it will tell you what it is. So that's a really cool kind of function. Google Lens, a lot of people are saying that it's actually doing better than Bixby Vision, which is really nice with products specifically. When someone scanned an Apple Watch, it did not work with Bixby Vision, but when they scanned it with Google, it did get that it was an Apple Watch. It got the wrong series, but who cares? It still got that it was an Apple Watch. So that's a really cool functionality, and it can create smart text. So if you point it at a painting, it'll tell you about it. If you hover over an email on that was on a business card, it will say if you want to save it or email it. So really great when it comes to those kind of things. Augmented reality, it's getting bigger and bigger, and you're getting more and more support. And with Google having their AR kit and Apple having their, Google having their AR core and Apple having their AR kit, this upcoming year in 2019, or sorry, 2018 is going to be the big year for AR. I feel like I still think it's going to go away as quickly as Google Pokemon Go did. Pokemon Go, everyone used augmented reality for about a day, about a week, then turned it off. So honestly, I think, you know, the battery life cutting, draining, if it's like Pokemon Go, it's gonna hurt it. But really cool partnerships happening here. You have not IKEA, but Hauser for your furniture display kind of stuff. You have League of Legends. Actually, you can see the entire map on there. You have Lego, where you can build Lego and then have it fly around or drive or whatever kind of thing you're building. And the biggest thing though is the stickers function. So stickers are basically things you drop down in your world, and they interact with you, they interact with each other. They showed Stranger Things, but you're also going to see things from Star Wars. You're going to see things from the NBA and other things to come. So really kind of cool things that we'll be able to see moving forward. Now, that being said, with the Pixel 2, it does have the highest rated camera apparently. I'm against this because I have a whole thing about DxO marker. That will be a tech rant coming up, but it is rated better than the Note 8 and the iPhone 8 from DxO marker according to them. But according to them, the Pixel was the best camera of last year, which it was not by any means. In low light, it was low. It was always worse than every other smartphone I had when it came to lens flare and a lot of issues. A lot of promises from Google promising software updates, but they never really came, and you can see that all over YouTube. A lot of YouTubers did not like it in low light. Now, that being said, you also have portrait mode built into it. So portrait mode does do off the single lens, kind of like the S8 and the S7 did. Basically, it just takes a little bit longer, but it's able to do the blur effect in the rear camera, and you can do it on the selfie camera, just like the iPhone X, the Note 8, and the S8. So you have that on both Pixels. All of these features are on both Pixels, by the way. No feature on the Pixel XL is not on the regular Pixel. And finally, the unlimited photo backup goes all the way to 4K for the video quality. So that's really good as opposed to the standard unlimited, which stops you at 1080p for other Android and iPhones. Then we go to the next product, which is the Pixel Buds. The Pixel Buds are wireless headphones, and the biggest thing about them though is Google Translate. So Google Translate, you would have your phone out like this and be wearing the headphones. You would have your have the person speak to the phone, and you know they speak to the phone, and then you hear it here in your language. So they could be speaking Spanish, and I would hear it here in English. I would hold it down, speak in English, and then it would speak to them in Spanish. So we have had this with just the phone in Google Translate, but this just seems like a much more intuitive way to do it, and it's not as loud, it seems like, because you know they're speaking to you and then it speaks to them, so part of it's not being spoken aloud. So I just like that overall for it, but we'll have to see how well it does. These are $159, and they also comes with a charging case that lasts 5 hours of battery life, and the charger can charge it 2 more times. So overall, good looking headphones. We've seen a lot of wireless headphones come out with a charging case nowadays, so we'll see how this one does. This one is one I'm excited about, and also one that I've already pre-ordered. Then there's the Google Clips, the second miss. Overall, this miss comes from the fact that I talked to 2 parents. I explained to them what this kind of product was, and they're like, oh, that's a cool concept. How much is it? $250. Why the hell would I spend that? And it's just basically what the idea behind this is it clips onto things, or it stands by itself, and it takes random shots of moving things such as babies, which is the main thing this is created for really, and pets and things like that. So when it has a face in focus, even a pet's face, it will take a random photo. Now they did try to take some precautions so that this doesn't get to the creeper level, and that is that it does not record audio. It only takes photos and motion photos. But it takes apparently really good quality photos and makes sure that it's always clear, and that's what it focuses for, a clear face, whether it be a baby face or a pet's face, or even a group face if you'd want to just do a group shot. You have that ability to it, but for $250, I think it's going to be a lot like the HTC Re. No one bought it till it went down to $50, and that's when it sold. For $250, no one's going to buy this. And that was the review. This was the event. I'm very excited about a lot of things. Now, I didn't mention one of them because honestly one of them isn't worth mentioning, and that is the Google Daydream. I'm sorry, there's not enough support for it yet from makers. Yes, I know they have IMAX video coming to it now, but they only showed about 2 or 3 videos, and I think that's going to be where it stays at. I'm not excited about Google Daydream. I tried to give one away last year, and no one wanted it, or no one had a phone that was compatible with it, rather. So although the compatibility has grown a little bit, it's not enough to where people are going to get excited for it, so I didn't even count it as. So 3 strong hits: the Google Home setup, the Pixel phones, and the Google Buds are definitely ones you should look out for. However, the Pixelbook and the Google Clips are, in my opinion, definitely things you should skip. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. What are you excited about? What gets you excited about? Which one of these products are you going to be buying, if any of them? Thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.